Pakistan's quest to use multilateral organization to attract global attention is not new. We've seen that on many occasions. This time, what it tried was to use a agenda item which has not been used formally in 60 years. The India-Pakistan question. The India-Pakistan question was last time discussed in a formal meeting in 1965. So Pakistan thought that perhaps it could use a channel of this sort to try and bring the issue between India and Pakistan onto the front burner. Alas, this is only grandstanding. We know that Pakistan focuses on public diplomacy rather than serious negotiations. It uses all platforms primarily to project its image within the country and not outside. So the effort, as have previous efforts, faltered. The grandstanding did not work. And what happened was, once Pakistan made its case, there was no outcome, which means that the council refused to buy its case. That's a fairly substantial setback for any country which has been working with the 15 countries for several months but finds that what it wants is not being accepted by them. Because if it was something was accepted, what happens is usually the President of the Security Council walks out. This is the lowest form of response. The President walks out and makes an oral statement reading out a few points. But there was no such oral statement also. It reminds me of 2019 when, after Article 370 was abrogated, Pakistan again tried to say that, oh, this happened inside and that happened inside, and then we had to respond to it. So my take is, it's pretty simple. Pakistan's effort at grandstanding have faltered. It has flopped, in fact, and they're making the best of a bad bargain where they couldn't get any purchase among the 15 members and are now trying to sell it for their domestic audience, because you would have noticed that they did not even answer a single question from the media, because everything would have come out. And that's the sad reality of Pakistan's place in the international community today, that nobody takes their view into account, and there is no resonance for their nuclear bogey or Indus Waters Treaty argument or argument about an imminent attack. All these three were made repeatedly in the council with no traction.
Sir, do you think that it has lost total credibility? This shows that Pakistan is not even taken seriously to give a worth a statement out of the meeting. That's what you are pointing at?
Yes, not a statement, but an oral statement. A written statement is much higher. Not even an oral statement or a few points to the press were made. So you can clearly see that's the lowest form of response. Let me tell you, in the Security Council, the way the responses work is, highest is a resolution, after that a presidential statement, after that a press statement, and the last format is a oral statement by the President of the Security Council to the press. None of these four modalities came into being. So you can see that it has failed to gain any purchase of a limited nature also, despite all its efforts.
Sir, are you surprised that tough questions in fact are asked to Pakistan? That is there a complexity between LET and this, and also the false flag argument which Pakistan made has been totally demolished at the meeting. Are you surprised, or do you think it was writing on the wall?
So the writing on the wall is pretty obvious. I was not surprised, because I'm aware of Pakistan's standing in the Committee of Nations. It's not a credible interlocutor, because everybody knows it's aiming at grandstanding, not at seriously advancing negotiations or de-escalating through engagement. So for 50 years it's been trying. So as I told you, the last time this issue was discussed at the Security Council in a formal meeting was 1965. 60 years have passed. Pakistan has not been able to get this back onto the agenda and discuss it in a formal meeting. Even in an informal meeting, it could not get traction. So I rest my case. Beyond that, I think Indian diplomacy has been able to thwart these efforts by Pakistan. It's not surprising because the world recognizes who is in the right and who is in the wrong in this instance, and we need to congratulate our diplomats for their quiet but efficient way in which they have managed to thwart one more effort of Pakistan at the United Nations.
Sir, another thing, it is also learned that all the members condemned the Pahalgam attack. But how do you look at the China's position on this entire scheme of things? Because they have in fact asked for, they have backed Pakistan's demand of a inquiry in this. So how do you look at this, sir?
So again, we need to understand multilateral organizations are playgrounds of geopolitics, and therefore countries will decide not on the merits of the case, but in terms of their ties with respective countries. We know the ties between Pakistan and China. In 2019, when Pakistan was not even a member of the Security Council, it was China which tried to bring this agenda item for a discussion, similar to what Pakistan has done here, and it failed then, and that was after Article 370 was abrogated. Yet a permanent member could not succeed. So the Chinese and Pakistani relationship is well known to the world, and people quickly understand. For example, you are aware that recently Pakistan was touting that it has been able to delete the reference to the resistance front.
Right.
Do you think that other members don't realize what Pakistan is doing? That it is, what is Pakistan's link with a terrorist entity that it is trying to delete its name? Because I remember when we were there in 2019, when I was there, we had been able to put Jaish-e-Mohammed's name there because it claimed, similar to TRF, which had claimed that it is responsible, similar to what Jaish-e-Mohammed did then. After a few days, Jaish-e-Mohammed said, we were not involved. Exactly the same playbook is being played by Pakistan. So old-timers like me know that this is a game that Pakistan plays regularly. It's a game that it falters at. It's a game that its only ally in such thing is its all-weather friend, China. But the rest of the world has moved on. It recognizes Pakistan for what it is.
Sir, don't you think that by doing this, Pakistan has shot in its leg on its own by defending a terrorist organization there?
Sure, I agree with you that no state would want to be seen as trying to be on the same side of a terrorist organization. On the one hand, you condemn a situation, you condemn the act of an entity, and on the other hand, through a sleight of hand, you try and remove the reference to the entity which is claiming that it has done. Because when the statement came out, the press statement came out, the written format, Pakistan, the TRF had by then not acknowledged that it hadn't done. It was saying that it had done it. After that, only after Pakistan removed its name, did it then recant that it was responsible. So it's pretty clear, and that's about the last success that Pakistan is going to get in the Security Council.